Tig'rr is the Schwarzkopf Jet Star coaster at Indiana Beach. This currently is the park's oldest operating coaster, and it's still a crowd pleaser, and I'll explain why in this review. Schwarzkopf developed the Jet Star model in the late 1960s. The initial model, Jet Star 1, had a traditional chain lift and single-car trains. Later models added electric spiral lift hills and multi-car trains, but the layout was still similar. There was the occasional large drop, but most of the ride consisted of swooping turns and helixes. Tig'rr is a Jet Star 1. The coaster originally opened back in 1976 at Georgia's Holiday Beach, simply as Jet Star. The park closed around the early 1980s, and the rides were auctioned off. Indiana Beach purchased Jet Star and relocated it to their park for the 1984 season. It has run as Tig'rr ever since. Today, the coaster fittingly has black track and orange supports. Then the cars have stripes on the sides and a Tig'rr sticker on the nose. There's also a Tig'rr statue as you walk towards the attraction, but that is the extent of this ride's theming. This coaster is placed atop a restaurant and a picnic pavilion. To access the coaster, you walk up a ramp. Even if there aren't too many people in the queue, you may have to wait a bit. This is because this ride is a dreadfully low throughput. Each car holds a max of 4 riders. Seating is akin to a log flume as guests sit in line. There are 2 spots in the front and 2 in the back. Each pair of guests is restrained by a seatbelt. That is it. So the ride is quick to load and check. Although for many years, this ride had no restraints whatsoever. This ride often runs just 1 car, but there were 2 in the track on my recent trip. Tig'rr is a separate load and unload platform. When the ride is operating with 2 trains, the next train will not be dispatched until the prior one returns to the unload platform. Despite the small vehicles, I do find the experience a bit better in the back seat. The drops have a little extra power back there. Once dispatched, you turn the corner and ascend the 44-foot or 13.5 meter tall lift hill. You get a great view of Lake Schaefer and the nearby Cornball Express on the way up. The view continues on the slow 180-degree turn that follows the lift hill. I mentioned at the start that this coaster only has seatbelts. If you want to brace yourself during the main layout, and I would recommend doing so, there are these bars on the side to grasp. Tig'rr kicks things off with a large straight drop. The plunge is fairly steep for a ride of this size, so it offers a solid pop of airtime if you're in that back seat. Immediately after that, you have a banked turn to the right. This is a pretty intense maneuver. The entry is whippy, and the turn itself offers good G's. Make sure you're holding on for this or you could get slammed sideways. You then rise upwards, but you bleed off too much speed to get any negative G's. This is followed by a slow turn underneath the first 180-degree turn. Then there's a banked drop right and a banked climb left. Both are on the mild side. Then you have the inverse, a banked drop left and a banked climb right. They're a bit larger this time around, and the valley in between offers a decent blast of positive G's. This leads to another 180-degree right-hand turn stacked underneath the first 2. Next is another sharp straight drop. No airtime this time, but the drop does have some zip. Without pause, you rip through a 540-degree helix. This offers nice sustained positive G's, and I started to gray out here. This leads into the 4th and final 180-degree rightward turn. The exit this time is a tight drop right that has some whip to it. Then there's an elongated turn, but it's slightly underbanked, so it offers weak but sustained laterals. You then hit the brakes and decelerate rather abruptly. You then return to the unload platform, and this ends the coaster. Tig'rr does not have too much track at 1,765 feet or 538 meters, but the ride has a solid overall duration due to the slower elevated sections. Some of those slow turns do disrupt the pacing though. In terms of smoothness, this ride is aged gracefully. The entry into the low turns can toss you sideways, but the coaster is otherwise very smooth. This rides so much better than the former Nightmare Crack Axle Canyon at Great Escape. That's the only other Schwarzkopf Jet Star one I've experienced, but that one was considerably rougher. So what would I rate Tig'rr? I would give this coaster a 6 out of 10. This is a solid, compact coaster. While several turns are on the tamer side, I do love the few sharp drops and low turns. The latter are surprisingly forceful and have some sneaky power to them. This is a fine supporting coaster, and I'd take it over some other off-the-shelf models like a standard Wild Mouse or a Galaxy coaster. One other con with this coaster though, it has a shockingly high height limit. Guests must be at least 54 inches tall to ride. That is unfortunate given this coaster has the stats of a family coaster, but I think the higher height limit is due to the minimalistic restraints and the snappy turns. So those are my thoughts on Tig'rr at Indiana Beach. What are your thoughts on the Schwarzkopf Jet Star? Have you ridden this coaster, or have you been on a clone elsewhere? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this review, I would appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you consider subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.